let's go over 10 easy tricks that anyone can learn under 24 hours, or you can learn if you're a beginner skater, or you can even learn if you're a poser. Hey, listen, I'm just kidding. You're not a poser. The only way you can be a poser is if you're hypercritical towards other skaters and you don't really skate. Just be nice and respectful, and you are immediately deemed non-poserish. Number 1 is the Flintstone's Ollie. This is where you put both feet on the tail and both hands on the nose, and you just jump in the air. I had a really good time doing this one. Number 2 is the Shuv It throwdown. It's way less intense than it sounds, but you use your other hand to throw down the board, and then you make the board do a shove it, and you put your foot on. I think it's important to expand your creativity even in the most basic techniques like a throwdown, so the right hand shove it just puts your head in that space. Number 3 is the simple, practical Tic Tac. You do this to gain speed if you don't feel like pushing. A lot of people do this before they pop up to a trick or before they approach an obstacle to sort of feel for the board, and it does help you and the board become closer to one. Number 4 is the Tailstall, and this actually has 3 benefits where it prepares you to skate transition, where you stall on the coping, it helps you ride switch, and it gets your body used to riding off of obstacles like you would for a tail slide or a 50-50. Number 5, I call the pop and jump. It's where you pop up your board by pressing directly on the center of your tail. You smack the board down, grab it with your front hand, and then you do a caveman. You just jump back on the board. I found myself really enjoying this process, and in the future, there's totally a million ways you can utilize this, especially with any trick that requires you using your hand to throw down the board onto a rail or a ledge, etc. We're at the halfway point, 5 more tricks, but I do want to say this. I have 20 more tricks for you guys on my Patreon. Link is in the description, but if you want to sign up, it's $5 a month for weekly skateboard tutorials for beginners. But these weeks recently, I've just been uploading 10 new tricks to do. So if you do find value in videos like this, if you are a beginner skater who wants to expand and learn and go down the avenue of your Pokemon adventure, I have you learning new tricks like catching Pokemon, then you can check out the link in the description or go to patreon.com/JohnHeld. Check it out. It's an awesome community, and I'm so glad that you people are out there supporting. Anyways, number 6. Number 6 is the finger flip into front foot on board and push away, aka the Kickflip Insight. It's basically an idea of how your kickflip is going to be in the future. A lot of people will put their back foot on the board as they're trying kickflips, and they will wonder, how do I get my front foot on? So early on, right now, I think it's best to try to figure out what it looks like to have the board flip under you and to put your front foot on and to push off. It'll help the kickflip in the future when you get to it. This will make it way better. Number 17 is technically a Nollie Tailstall, but what you're gonna be doing is putting your weight on the nose, turning 180, and then putting your tail on the curb. This one is a little more difficult because it's combining a few tricks that we've been through, aka the Tailstall and the Nollie 180, aka the pivot, but I think it's worth trying, and I think it will come to you easier than you think, but take your time. Skateboarding isn't always easy, and some tricks are gonna be a lot easier for you than others. Number 8 is just a bad Beanplant. Instead of popping your tail down, grabbing the nose, and jumping in the air and trying to make it look good, you wanna just have your back foot in a safe spot, aka over the hardware, and then when you take your front foot off, the board doesn't pop up. You can just reach down, grab the nose, jump in the air, and this will get you ready for tricks that require your hands, but also the feeling of being in the air and jumping down onto your skateboard. Number 9 is a Tic Tac into a 50-50. I would say this is probably the most difficult one so far, but this one is similar to a Nollie Smith grind, where you rotate the back wheels, kind of like the Nollie Tailstall we did earlier, but as your back truck locks onto a Smith grind, then you put the weight on the tail and you pivot the nose onto the coping like a 50-50, and then you use either the nose or the tail to get off of the ledge. Last but probably least, actually, I don't know why I say this for last, but is the early grab Cannonball. I think this is a fun technique to get your body to bend and mold with the skateboard instead of feeling like you are this stiff pole on the skateboard. I felt like there was like 15 sexual innuendos in that, but that's okay. Now, what I want to say is that when I explain these things, it sounds more difficult than it is. I think watching the videos and then just instinctively trying to do what I do is a better process for you figuring out how to do this. The world of skateboarding is endless. The tricks go on, and I will make more videos about this, but if you want to make sure that you get a video like this every week, link is in the description. But for now, I'm gonna see if I can maybe expand on some of the tricks that I have lent you today on this curve. See if we can take it to the streets.
Stay
Each of those tricks were an extension of one of the tricks I showed you earlier, and the combinations are endless. I could have done a ton of different variations, but I wanted to provide one, and a lot of those tricks I've never even done before. So even today, showing you these tricks, hoping that you'll take the time to try to learn these tricks, I myself learned probably 7 of those tricks. And I'm gonna end this video with some of my favorite tricks that I've gotten in the last week or so. Since I'm not uploading every single day now, there's a lot of days where I go out and just skate my arsenigen off, and I want you guys to watch that. So check out this Patreon if you have the time, and if you do want to figure out more tricks and see a lot more of these tricks that expand your skate vocabulary and catch more slobbering skate Pokemon. I genuinely hope this video helps you, and I will see you every Tuesday and Thursday for a new video, or every Monday on my Patreon, Human Beings. Delicate, beautiful, I love you so much. Progress daily and keep killing it!